120 years after they retreated from the Holy Land, a Crusader-era order of knights is returning to Jerusalem. Led by a Swiss Count, the Order of St. Lazarus no longer treats lepers as it once did, and its current mission is to help make the Old City accessible to the physically impaired. R.A. O'Sullivan met with Count Phillipe Piccapietra and filed this report.
I believe having the name Military and Hospitaller Order of St. Lazarus of Jerusalem, you should live and to be in Jerusalem. And when we lost the kingdom of Jerusalem so many hundred years ago, we went back to Europe. I think it's time, after 700 years, to go back to our hometown.
As Grand Chancellor and delegate to the Holy Land, the Count is leading his order's return to Jerusalem. They have set up a temporary headquarters on a rooftop overlooking the old city's Jaffa Gate, but what they really need is a castle.
We don't need these days anymore a castle, but we need a big house which does welcome people. It should be an open house, because we are not crusaders. We are not fighting against, we are fighting for the better life of other people. So the castle is not needed, but it needs to be an important building, yes.
Once they treated lepers during the Crusades, but now the order, which is scattered across Europe and engages in good works around the world, wants to consolidate its archives and projects back in the Holy City. Their first deed here is to bring electric buggies that will aid the physically disabled to get around the Old City, whose alleyways are notoriously inaccessible.
Actually, this accessibility is an accessibility which we named it now physical, so for handicapped or reduced mobility people, but at the same time it's also an accessibility in mind, you know, in our spirit, to go over the borders of the different quarters. And I think this is in our good old tradition, to be on the front line and to do the work for those who are really in need.
The order took part in this past week's first International Jerusalem Symposium on Green and Accessible Pilgrimage, headed by Deputy Mayor Naomi Tzur.
We want to have our pilgrims to be able to move around the old city freely. It's not sufficiently accessible yet, but a lot of work has been invested already in making the pathways friendly for wheelchairs and accessible. And we have a wonderful project of friendly vehicles that will want to be taking our pilgrims round all the quarters of the old city.
Unlike the Crusaders, these buggies are hardly striking fear into the hearts of the infidels as they roll through the old city. Merchants welcome them as a way to bring more tourists.
Believe me, it's a very, very good idea, and I hope everybody in Jerusalem helps it. From the mayor of Jerusalem to the people here, it's a very, very good idea.
Thank you very much.
Most welcome. Please, you'd like to have some coffee, some tea?
The buggies will be available through tour agencies and will come with the driver. For now, only two-seaters are running. The four-seater buggies are stuck in customs, thus reminding the Order of St. Lazarus that the road to good intentions is sometimes paved through hell. R.A. O'Sullivan for